Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game 2 in this best of 3 matchup between Mousesports and Fnatic. Mousesports spawning here on the what also called the top right hand side of the map as the Protoss and the Zerg. Meanwhile, Phoenix and TT1 spawning as the Protoss on the Protoss and the Terran here on Tempest. One of the only maps that has 8 spawning locations. A very, very interesting matchup, I believe, as this game now gets underway. And we'll see if Fnatic will be able to take this game and then try to even up the overall series at 2 games apiece. If you guys have been watching this in order, Fnatic dropped the first 2 games only to take games or the third series, TT1 playing pretty sneakily against Mana and was able to take the victory there. And now in this 2v2 matchup, already taking a 1-0 lead. A probe already making its way out, trying to do some scouting, and it looks like, yes, we are going to have Tosh make its way up the ramp with this probe, knowing exactly where his opponent was just because of the scouting probe over here. We are going to get a little bit of harassment by this one probe. Won't be able to get some, finally refocusing to try to get some damage onto that SAB, but because of the pathing and the location, unable to actually get within range there, so nicely done. As we are now getting a gateway built up on that high ground. It looks like it may be double racks build. A double racks build means a lot of Marines, and this may become a Marine Zealot battle. We'll see if this is the case. We are already getting an assimilator into play, so it does not seem to be a Marine Zealot battle, as we are now chrono boosting more and more probes out. The probe going to make its way up the ramp, pretty much see everything it needs to see, sees that there is an assimilator, sees the gateway as what this one particular probe just trying to get as much damage as possible. It looks like a Marine will be popping out, so the days of this probe harassment are now essentially limited. This command center now upgrading to an orbital command here. Gateway already up as both sides continue to just train up as many units as possible. I'm surprised that TT1 has not quite yet gotten that Cybernetics core, and it is a 10 pool. So a 10 pool now making its way out, so there are going to be a lot of Zerglings making their way in. It looks like a supply depot is being built here, but he needs one more building, I believe. Can the Zerglings squeeze through there? I can't really quite tell. It looks like, a Zealot going to hold that line. And this is going to be absolutely beautiful that the Zerglings are not going to be able to make it through. The Marine able to finish that off. And now 3 Marines with 1 Zealot with a very, very decent wall will be able to hold off that, hold off a large number of units as another barracks, another 2 barracks coming into play. So Phoenix going into 4 racks play before gas. And it may simply be moving out with Zealots and perhaps some Stalkers as well. I would have actually tried to guess Sentries instead, as the Sentries allow, or with 1 gateway, you can train up Sentries and Zealots pretty easily. Sentries having a faster build time, even without that work rate research, but TT1 looking to get out as many units as possible. The Zerglings now trying to push their way through will not be successful, as the Marines are still being added and added. So it looks like it's going to be a 1,000,000-man march strategy coming in from Phoenix. And with just a lot of Marines being trained. And those Marines, as long as they have Zealots in front of them, will be able to get a lot of damage. You can see that that one probe trying to sneak its way out, unable to do so. You can see that that Stalker will just be able to kite all of those Zealots. Those Zealots there, as that one Zealot now down, finally taking some actual damage, and the Stalker also taking some actual damage as well and being forced to pull back. You can see the Zerglings still wandering around in the center portion. A proxy pylon going to be set up by Mousesports in order to lay down the aggression. There are a lot of Marines as the Stalkers, and now you can see the Marines are trying to push out. The Marines are going to be making their way out. 4 Marines being queued up at a time. The bunker is once again, I repeat, not being emptied. And Marines getting completely caught out of position there, and the supply depot is lower. That is going to be a problem. Finally raising up the supply depot. The Stalkers are not going to be able to do all that much damage either, as the Zerglings running rampant through the base. Mousesports now getting in a lot of damage here. The front door pretty much well taken care of, and all of these Zerglings may get cleaned up. This may end up being a problem here, as the Marines are now trying to come in as well. The Zerglings trying to get a decent surround, but there are just not enough Zerglings. And now Mousesports losing a lot of his attack forces there. The Stalkers able to pick off many of those supply depots there, and now gonna start picking off the barracks instead. The Stalkers are now once again trying to give chase. This bunker finally unloaded, and now here we have the Go SCVs leading the way with Marines in from behind. The Zerglings trying to do a quick surround, but unable to do so. Just too much DPS as the early SCVs are now taken down, and it looks like those Marines are just gonna finish off this proxy pylon here and continue to march forward. There are double proxy pylons that will also have to be cleaned up as well. Will they be cleaned up in time? No. Stalkers are now once again in reinforcement, able to reinforce the midfield. Zerglings now trying to come in from the far side as well. The Marines doing a great job. And now both sides just engaging, but Tosh being forced to fight by himself as Nova doesn't have any Zerglings in midfield. They are coming now in a single file line. That's never what you want to see, as both sides are just trying to have great teamwork together. Overlord shot down in mid-air, as now it looks like Tosh and Nova trying to push out with whatever they got. The units are coming in as a reinforcement. Stalkers are now trying to come in as well. These 5 Stalkers are going to get easily taken down by the reinforcements now coming in. They're going to put some pressure here, but that is not going to be successful, as the bunker getting in a lot of damage onto those Stalkers here. The Marines coming out around from the backside. And TT1 just focusing down Stalker after Stalker, and Tosh in a bit of trouble there. Army compositions, so many Marines, 26 Marines currently in the field, and that army is just so much larger. And there's the GG, and there it is. So Phoenix able, alongside TT1, able to take the game here. Just mass Marines constantly being trained. You can see that he finally went into a factory, but 26 Marines or 29 Marines able to essentially shut down the Zerglings, as we never saw an expansion from Nova trying to run off of one base, only 10 drones. Wasn't able to really queue up that much, didn't have a macro hatch, never set up an expansion, and he got taken down as well. So congratulations to Fnatic in forcing a game, or making Series 5 a very, very interesting game indeed. Series 5 is going to be, I believe, Sen versus Hasu Obs, and that looks to be a very, very promising best of 3 series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Congratulations to the 2v2 team of Fnatic for evening up this series at 2 games apiece.